Let your body settle now. Your shoulders. Notice where they are sitting, possibly carried up toward your ears without your knowing. Let them lower, just a slow, soft release downward. Your hands, wherever they have come to rest, folded, open, palms turned toward the ceiling. They are not holding anything tonight, simply soft. Your jaw, the smallest unclenching. Let the back teeth part. Let the tongue rest low in the mouth. Your feet, heavy and quiet beneath the blanket. A small pocket of warmth gathered there. Yours. And the blanket along the whole length of you. Its weight is gentle. It already knows your shape. You are already here. There is nowhere else you need to be. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing to plan, nothing to remember. It will all be there in the morning. Tonight there is only this. And as you breathe, the breath comes in slow and a little cool, and out even slower. You are in a small bookshop on a narrow side street in London. The year is 1925, late autumn. The light is going from the sky. A soft rain has begun, the kind you only notice once it has been falling for a while. The shop is yours. You live in a small apartment 1 floor above it. The day is closing. The street is a quiet one. A short, cobbled lane off a larger road, lined with low brick buildings dark with a century of soot. The pavement is wet and shines under the gas lamps just coming on at the far corner. The older lamps are still gas. The lamp outside your shop window was changed to electric earlier this year, and it gives a paler, cooler light than the others. The old yellow and the new white stand together along the lane, and no one minds. A black umbrella moves slowly past the window, then is gone. A motor car coughs somewhere on the larger road. The sound carries softly through the rain. The shop window is full of books, secondhand mostly, a few new, leaning at gentle angles. A small enamel sign above the door reads, in worn gold paint, "Books New and Old." Beneath it hangs a wreath of dried hops from October. You stand a moment on the threshold, looking back at the lane. The rain quiets everything. A single sparrow takes shelter on the lintel above. You step inside. The little brass bell above the door rings once as you close it behind you. A single bright note, then a soft second note as it settles on its spring. The shop is warmer than the street. The warmth comes from a small gas fire set into the back wall, burning low and blue behind a fretted iron grate. It has been on all afternoon. The room holds it well. The smell is the smell of old paper, and a little leather, and the faint, sweet trace of pipe tobacco from a customer earlier in the day. Beneath all of that, a clean note of beeswax polish on the wooden counter. The light inside is mostly gold. There is a green-shaded electric lamp burning at the counter, and a single brass gas mantle still in use above the back room doorway, hissing very softly. The two lights meet somewhere in the middle of the shop and agree to share the air. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing to fix, nothing to tidy. The shop has held itself all afternoon. You only have to be in it. The counter is a long slab of dark oak, scarred and softened by decades of handling. The wood is warm to the touch. You set your hand on it for a moment, just resting. The grain is smooth where 1,000 books have slid across it. A brass weight holds down a stack of receipt slips. A green glass inkwell sits in a square wooden tray with a steel-nibbed pen laid beside it. The pen has been there since this morning. You do not own a cash register. The shop is small enough that the old way is still the easier way. A black cloth-bound ledger lies open on the counter. Each sale of the day has been entered in your careful hand, the date, the title, the price. 3 shillings 6 pence, 1 and 3 pence, 8 and 6 for a small leather Keats that you were a little sorry to see leave. You take up the pen, dip it once, and draw a single neat line beneath today's entries. You write the total. You close the ledger. The cloth cover is cool under your fingers. The day has been counted. It does not need to be counted again. Behind the counter, through a low doorway hung with a heavy green curtain, is the back room. The literature room, the quiet room. You move the curtain aside and step through. The room is smaller than the front. 3 walls of shelves rise floor to ceiling, the top shelves reachable only by a small wooden library ladder on a brass rail. Here the books are mostly cloth-bound and leather-bound. Some are very old. 18th century philosophy in soft brown calf. A shelf of Victorian novels in faded cloth, gold stamped at the spine. A shorter shelf of bright new paperbacks that have only just begun to appear in shops this year. They sit unobjecting beside their elders. A single high window in the back wall lets in the last of the gray light from a small interior courtyard. The rain ticks gently against the pane. A reading nook is set in one corner, an old leather armchair, a low side table, a tasseled lamp with a fringed shade. There is nothing you need to track, nothing to count, nothing to shelve right this minute. The books are arranged. They will be there in the morning. A small stack of returns waits on the side table. Books read, books returned, books traded in over the course of the day. 6 of them in a neat low tower. You take up the first, a blue cloth-bound travel book, smelling faintly of someone else's parlor. You turn it in your hands. You find its place on the shelf by quiet habit. It slides home with the smallest sigh of paper against paper. The second, a heavier botany book with a brown leather spine. You climb 2 rungs of the ladder, slide it into the gap on the upper shelf, climb down again. The ladder creaks once, kindly. You do not hurry through the rest. Each book is felt for a moment in the hand, looked at without thought, placed where it goes. The work is small and finished, and it asks nothing of you beyond what you are already doing. When the side table is bare, you run a soft duster once along the top shelf within reach. A little dust lifts and sinks again somewhere quieter. The shop settles around you. A small electric ring sits on a low table near the back room door, and a battered tin kettle waits beside it. You fill the kettle from the tap in the corridor. You set the kettle on the ring. The element glows slowly orange. A faint warm hum barely there. You sit while it heats in the leather armchair, hands resting in your lap. The leather is cracked but soft. It has the shape of you in it. The kettle takes its time. It is not in any hurry. Neither are you. When it begins its low whistle, you rise, pour the water over a single spoon of black tea in a brown stoneware pot, and let it stand. There is nothing to wind, nothing to track. The tea is steeping. The gas fire is doing what gas fires do. The lamp at the counter is lit. The rain is on the window. The books are all where they belong. You pour the tea into a thick white cup. It steams gently. You hold the cup with both hands, and the warmth moves into your palms, and from your palms into the rest of you. You drink slowly. The tea is plain and strong and warm. The bell above the door rings. One soft note, then its little second note. A draft of cool, wet air finds its way through to the back room. You set the cup down and go through. An older gentleman in a damp gray overcoat stands inside the door, hat in hand. He apologizes for the lateness. He is looking for a small volume of essays his wife had as a girl. He gives the author. You think for a moment. You walk the front shelves slowly and find it second from the top. You take it down. You hand it to him. He turns the pages with great care, and his face becomes very still. He pays in coins, counted out one at a time onto the dark oak. You wrap the book in brown paper, fold the ends, tie it with thin red string. You thank him. He thanks you. He goes out into the rain with the small parcel held close to his coat. The bell sounds twice as the door closes behind him. The shop is yours again, quieter than before. You walk slowly to the front of the shop. You turn the small wooden sign in the window from open to closed. You watch the gold letters of closed come right way up against the wet street. You slide the brass bolt at the top of the door. You turn the iron key in the lower lock. The key is heavy and old and warm from your hand. You hang it on the small hook beneath the counter where it sleeps each night. You move along the shelves once with the soft duster, not really dusting, just touching. A good night to the books, though you would never call it that aloud. You turn down the green-shaded lamp at the counter until only a small, steady glow remains. You stoop and turn the little brass tap at the gas fire, and the blue flame settles down to nothing with a small sigh. The room cools by the smallest degree. It doesn't matter how many books were sold today. It doesn't matter how many were not. The shop has been kept. The day is closed. A narrow door at the back of the shop opens onto a steep wooden stair. You take the brass candlestick from the shelf by the door. Though there is electric light upstairs, you prefer the candle for the climb. You strike a match. The wick takes. The stair is narrow, and the wallpaper is a faded green print of small leaves. The candle throws a soft, moving glow ahead. Step by step, the wood creaks in the same 3 places it always creaks. You know them like the breath of a friend. The apartment is 1 room and a small kitchen and a smaller bedroom beyond. A coal grate in the front room holds the last embers banked under a low gray crust of ash. A single window looks out over the wet lane. The rain has settled into its long, quiet rhythm now, and you can hear it on the slate above. You set the candle on the table by the bed. You take off your shoes. You sit for a moment on the edge of the quilt. The room is small and held and very still. The shop beneath you sleeps. The lane outside sleeps. The rain keeps its rhythm against the slate. There is nothing you need to solve right now. Nothing to plan, nothing to remember. The ledger is closed. The lamps are low. The door is locked. The books are all in their places. Everything that needed to be done has been done. And the blanket, when you draw it up, is just as warm as it should be. Your shoulders have lowered a little further without your noticing. Your jaw is soft. Your hands are heavy. The breath comes in slow, and out even slower. The candle gutters once and is gone. The room takes the dark gently. The rain keeps its rhythm. The shop below is full of sleeping books, and you are full of sleep, and there is nothing in the whole long night that needs anything from you. The rain keeps its rhythm, and you let go.